All right, instead of boring everybody putting a 5.3 back into a vehicle, I went ahead and skipped ahead a bit. So the engine's in, the transmission's in. Went ahead and got all the wiring done for the EV1 connectors. Went ahead and did those, put those snapped on. This is the return line for the fuel. I'm going to give it a shot, see what happens. Hooked the braided line up to the oil pump, or I guess it's like a bypass plug, or if you had a cooler or something like that. So that's what this connects to that. Definitely gonna have to do something about the AC lines. They are just all into the wastegate and exhaust housing. I guess we'll have to figure that out. I got an idea. I think I can either make a new line or tweak it a little bit. The exhaust pieces I ordered, the 3.5 inch, haven't showed up yet, so it's sort of tough to tell where the downpipe's going to be, but I totally know it's going to hit. So to figure that out, I ended up buying this Evil Energy, catch can. It's got 10AN fittings welded to it, maybe a small baffle inside. I think about mounting that guy somewhere in this neighborhood. I'll make a little bracket, something like that. Not really sure. And what I'll do is I cut some like 3/8 fuel hose, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to slip the 10AN over the top of this, and then I'll just clamp it to the valve covers, run some hoses over to that breather tank. I'm pretty sure I can do that. I'm going to do it on both sides. Should help out. Got the manifold on, obviously, on the side, all the belts and whatnot. So yeah, that's the quick update where we are. I like this cloth tape. Looks stockish. I'm pretty much ready for Hate Crime Racing's new wiring expert. I'm just kidding. It's terrible, but it's better than the destroyed, cracked, broken split loom factory stuff. So I figured, what the hell, it'll look a little better. And I've had some leftover cloth split loom stuff, or whatever this is, nylon, from numerous Holley installations. It works pretty good. It is a bitch to work with to some degree. I don't normally ever use it when I do Holley stuff, but for this application, it worked out pretty good. I didn't want to rewire everything and depin everything and actually do it correctly, but I wanted to do it in such a fashion that looks a little better than what it did. So yeah, things I got to do left. Well, I got to do a downpipe. I got to figure that out, connect it to the exhaust. The truck does have 4-inch exhaust from the muffler back up and over the axle. We actually took that off of a Duramax truck. A friend of mine put an aftermarket exhaust on his, so we reused it, and it fit like it was meant for the truck, which was rad. So I'll just do a 3.5-inch downpipe down to maybe under the AC dryer area, somewhere in that, by the frame roughly, and then I'll probably just go 4-inch after that. I got to make my crossover pipe still from manifold to manifold, and then I got to sort out some things up here. I got that ICT adapter on with the factory Gen 3 style drive-by-wire throttle body. The bolts are pretty short. I may get some longer ones. They just had going just a couple threads, which I'm not really fond about. Other than that, this is where we are. I'm going to get some Dorman makes the better fittings that go on these. The factory ones are plastic. They sell plastic replacements as well to go to like a heater hose. However, they also make a stainless one, which granted it's expensive, but it's a heck of a lot better than the plastic ones. So I'll go ahead and connect those hoses. I'll probably route them around the turbo in some fashion, and then shoot them back down to the water pump fittings. I know the overfill tank is connected into that as well. The factory overfill tank is pretty nice. I know a few people make aftermarket setups. I don't know. We'll see if I can try to finagle a bracket or two or something to maybe use the factory one. I actually thought about using the factory airbox and then just connecting the turbo to the factory airbox because it's about the same diameter. Unfortunately, it just hits the turbo so bad that yes, I could notch it, but that's kind of defeats the purpose. If it's a bitch to change the air filter, it's not going to work. So what I'll do is I'll just do like a 90 degree into like some sort of cone, you know, typical 4-inch filter in this area, probably make a bracket to hold it up so it gets supported. Went ahead and got the EFI source, 3-bar map, direct truck style. I just pulled the wires out of the harness a little bit so I could get it to that spot. Didn't have to depin anything, worked out great. I got to connect a couple of fuel lines still for the fuel pressure regulator, which shouldn't be a big deal. Also, I want to pin in flex fuel sensor. And really what I'd like to do, I bought a low dollar 0 to 100 psi sensor. I'd like to screw into that and connect it, maybe using the sensor on the fuel tank pressure sensor. I don't know. I've seen guys do that. Looks pretty good, like a good idea. I'm sure we could probably find that in the harness somewhere, maybe figure that out. If not, maybe I can just depin the stuff right from the ECU, which is down there, and then connect it, directly to the sensor in the fuel pressure regulator. Maybe we can figure out a math channel. I'm not very intelligent with that stuff, but there is the internet, and the Goat Rope Garage guy does a lot of stuff with the factory ECU stuff. So maybe he's probably already made a video or something, or maybe I can just email him. He seems like a super nice guy. But yeah, that's it. So, oh yeah, I did buy a inlet air temperature sensor, like this Typhoon, whatever, the screw-in one. I think I got it from, actually I think I did get it from low dollar as well. So that'll work out good. I'll just put that in the intercooler piping that goes to the throttle body. I'll just weld a bung onto it and drill and tap it. I think it's 3/8 NPT or something like that. Not a big deal. And then, yeah, the reason why I put the motor back in, obviously we need it in the truck, but it sort of sets the stage for all the fabrication work I got to do from here on out, with the intercooler piping as well as the downpipe. So, yeah, just chugging along. I didn't make a video of me putting it in just because it's boring and the lift goes up down 40 times and it wasn't really worth mentioning it. But anyway, that's where we are. It's been fun. I've been clicking along on it, and I can't wait to see it run. Okay, so I've tore apart the bucket. This is a returnless style system. I dropped the tank just because I figured it'd be easier to do it by myself. This is a Quantum Fuel Systems 525 Hellcat pump for a GM application. So what that means is it comes with their plug, obviously, yes, and then it has an adapter that actually plugs directly to the factory plug on the top of the hat, which is rad. So I took the pump out, the factory pump out, I took the factory regulator out, and what I plan on doing is connecting this hose to the factory outlet here. I'm going to take this black hose off, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach another hose to this bulkhead fitting that I got. It's a 6AN bulkhead to 3/8 push, like barbed, I guess, fitting. So I'll just run that down into the bucket, and that should provide me with a return style metal top. I got a supply line here, and I got my return going back to this. So we'll give it a shot. Hopefully it works out.